Live from the UNG Soccer Complex on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, Peach Belt Conference Women's Soccer is on the air. Walker McCreary, the entire NSN crew on hand as we get set for this Peach Belt Conference matchup between the Nighthawks of North Georgia, ranked number 20 in the land, taking on Georgia Southwestern here on Spirit Night at the UNG Soccer Complex. Last year, the Nighthawk Nation showed up, a record 1,112 fans in the stands. It was the nation's most attended match of the year. Last year in that 1,112, we expect the Nighthawk Nation to be showing out in full force here tonight on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon at the UNG Soccer Complex. Again, North Georgia number 20 in the nation. They've held there for the past 3 weeks, have not moved up, have not moved down, but yet they continue to do work. Currently on a 3-game winning streak, fresh off of that 2-1 win over UNC Pembroke on Saturday, to set themselves up if they can continue taking care of business for a huge showdown against Flagler on October 26th right here in Dahlonega. Georgia Southwestern, on the other hand, 3-5-1 on the year, 0-3 in league play, falling to Albany State, Clayton State, and Georgia College by a combined score of 8-1. We expect the Canes to sit and park the bus tonight. Maybe putting 4, 5, 6 players across that back line to try and break down this North Georgia offense and keep them from scoring goals. And this North Georgia offense has scored goals at an outstanding clip to start the Peach Belt season. 10 goals scored, the most in league play. 1 goal conceded, the fewest in league play for North Georgia. The Nighthawks a perfect 15-0 against Georgia Southwestern all time, defeating the Hurricanes 7-1 last year. And over this series at home, listen to this stat: 7 goals averaged per match for North Georgia on this pitch against this side. North Georgia will look to continue that streak here today. The Nighthawks first in the league, goals against average, saves percentage, and shutout percentage. In fact, Morgan Ramby in goal. She leads the Peach Belt in goals against average, .501, save percentage, .840, also leads the Peach Belt. She has 5 clean sheets on the year, has conceded just 4 goals in 2019, the transfer from Auburn and the Ohio native. She is in the starting lineup for North Georgia. We will get to those a little bit later on. North Georgia second in the league in assists per game and total assists, third in the Peach Belt Conference in points per game and goals per game, and the offense going to be led by Taylor Malashik, leading the league and the nation in game-winning goals. She has 4 of those this year. That is tied for the national lead. She is third in the league in goals per game, second in total goals, and if the Nighthawks are able to get the win tonight, it will be the second consecutive year that they have started 5-0 in Peach Belt Conference play. Of course, last year not the best of endings for the Nighthawks. In fact, dropped all the way down to 5th in the league before being bounced in the quarterfinals at UNC Pembroke. North Georgia looking to right the ship this year and start 5-0 and end up in a better location than they did last year. Again, the UNG Soccer Complex attendance record 1,112. We'll see if the Nighthawk Nation can show out tonight. Women's soccer attendance record is 744 in this exact game 2 years ago when Georgia Southwestern came calling. It was Spirit Night and it was Operation Nighthawks of Honor Night in that game 2 years ago. We will take a commercial break, and when we return, we will run down the starting lineups for both teams. Georgia Southwestern and North Georgia coming your way in moments right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
All right, Joyride Beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high. Which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. All right, I'm good.
It takes more than intelligence and talent to succeed in life. It takes grit and a commitment to excellence.
It takes the willingness to serve others and a cause greater than yourself.
It requires you to push boundaries,
ask difficult questions,
and understand the world around you.
It requires you to know your strengths
and weaknesses. and have the desire to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
It requires you to be independent, efficient, and tolerant.
Ultimately, it requires you to be a leader. At the University of North Georgia, we develop leaders.
Leaders who serve our country abroad to tackle the challenges of the world.
And leaders who serve at home to improve our way of life.
Leaders who never quit.
Leaders who lead by example and not exception.
Leaders who are tough, but fair.
Leaders who are relentless and passionate.
Leaders who solve problems and don't make excuses.
Leaders who do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
There's nothing average about the University of North Georgia and its Corps of Cadets.
If you've got what it takes, then bring it.
Back with you here in Dahlonega. Starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with Georgia Southwestern under third-year head coach Enrique Rodriguez. He graduated from La Salle University in the year 2000. He's assisted by Katie Roberts out of the University of Buffalo in 2014. It is her second year with Georgia Southwestern. In goal will be number 1, Hannah Marone, the sophomore, 5'7" out of Alpharetta, Georgia. She prepped at Cambridge High School. She is the only goalkeeper listed on the roster for Georgia Southwestern. That is something to take note of right now. Number 2, Lizbeth Cervantes, the 5'3" junior defender from Fort Valley, Georgia. She prepped at Peach County High School. Number 9, Alyssa Barr, the 5'1" sophomore midfielder out of Sewanee, Georgia, the former Longhorn of Lambert High School. Number 8, Allison Rugel, Allison Rugel, 5'6" senior midfielder out of Decatur, Georgia. She prepped at Georgia Military. Number 11, Layla Ahmed, the 5'3" junior midfielder out of Marietta, Georgia. She prepped at Walton High School. Number 12, Brenna Mendonca, the 5'9" senior defender from Susanville, California. She prepped at Lassen and transferred in from Lassen Community College. Number 13, Emma Carter, the 5'4" freshman defender from McDonough, Georgia. She prepped at Eagles Landing Christian. Number 16, Laura Duran Blanco, the 5'4" junior defender from San Vicente, Costa Rica. She prepped at Navarro. Number 17, Ashlyn Baker, 5'11" sophomore defender from Jacksonville, Florida, who prepped at Creekside. Make note of that height, the tallest player on this Georgia Southwestern team, and will be the tallest player on the field, sans Morgan Ramby, who stands 6 feet tall. Number 20, Peyton Johnson, the 5'9" freshman forward from Decula, Georgia. She prepped at Hebron Christian. And number 21, Devin Coates, the 5'8" junior defender from right here in Dahlonega, but she went to Dawson County High School, the former Tiger. Again, the starting 11 for Georgia Southwestern: Marone, Cervantes, Barr, Rugel, Ahmed, Mendonca, Carter, Blanco, Johnson, and Coates. For the Nighthawks of North Georgia under 17th year head coach, Chris Adams, out of the University of Georgia in 1998. Morgan Ramby will be in goal, the 6-foot redshirt sophomore from Lebanon, Ohio, who prepped at Springboro and transferred in from Auburn. The remainder of the starting 10, you see there Olivia Dumpy. She's going to be key on the back line for North Georgia, trying to make sure that they keep their clean sheet here against Georgia Southwestern. Number 5, Abby Crane, 5'1" sophomore forward out of Peachtree City, Georgia, who prepped at Whitewater. Number 8, Katie Durkee, the 5'6" freshman forward from Ackworth, Georgia, who prepped at Alatoona. Number 9, Rosie Embley, 5'9" sophomore midfielder from Wisconsin, England. She prepped at South Cheshire College. Number 11, Maysoon Elshami, the 5'4" freshman midfielder from Alpharetta, Georgia, who prepped at Milton. Number 13, Taylor Malashik, 5'7" junior forward from Peachtree City, who prepped at McIntosh. Number 14, Jasmine Adlam, the 5'2" sophomore defender from Orlando, Florida, who prepped at William R. Boone. Number 17, Bailey Swindell, 5'4" redshirt sophomore defender from Sharpsburg, who prepped at Northgate. Number 20, Olivia Dumpy, again the 5'4" senior defender from Dawsonville, former Raider of North Forsyth High School. Number 23, Mackenzie Brennan, the 5'9" junior defender from Marietta, who prepped at Lassiter. And finally, number 25, Bailey Vessel, the 5'7" freshman defender from Fayetteville, Georgia, and Whitewater High School. One last commercial break here from Dahlonega. When we come back, kickoff from the UNG Soccer Complex. Georgia Southwestern and North Georgia after these messages on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain with Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Back with you here in Dahlonega, closing in on kickoff between North Georgia and Georgia Southwestern here at the UNG Soccer Complex. A few scores from around the Peach Belt Conference already underway. Flagler closing in on a big win over the Pacers of USC Aiken. Columbus State already up big on Young Harris. And UNC Pembroke 2-1 over Albany State at halftime up at Lumbee River EMC Stadium in Pembroke, North Carolina. Fans still making their way in here to the UNG Soccer Complex on a beautiful night. The Hurricanes will be in the white and navy tops with the gold shorts and socks, white numbers, and some gold striping on the front for the Hurricanes. They'll move from left to right as we look at it. For the Nighthawks of North Georgia, white tops, blue shorts, blue numbers, white socks for Chris Adams' side here in Dahlonega. Crowd continues to file in. Mr. and Ms. UNG crowned at halftime as the Nighthawks go through their final pregame discussions in the huddle. Chris Adams strolling the sidelines as North Georgia gets ready to break the huddle. Again, the starting 11 for North Georgia: Crane, Durkay, Embley, Elshami, Malashik, Adlam, Swindell, Dumphy, Brennan, Vessel, and Ramby in goal. Morgan Ramby wearing the red and black for North Georgia. For Georgia Southwestern, Marone wearing the highlighter green and black for the Lady Cane keeper. Looks like North Georgia will be the ones getting the opening touch as Georgia Southwestern has worked their way around that center circle. Also, North Georgia Academy night here at the UNG Soccer Complex. A lot of NGA soccer players on the pitch with the women in pregame. North Georgia and Georgia Southwestern closing in on the start. And we are underway here in Dahlonega. North Georgia got the opening touch. They move it from right to left, out of bounds off of Georgia Southwestern. The Nighthawks will get a throw, and you already see the Hurricanes back 8 of their 11, not including the keeper, inside the 18. Vessel tries to play it through. Marone off her line easily, and she will get set to boot it downfield. We'll see how much urgency the Hurricanes have on the offensive end. Vessel gets a head on it first. Swindell heads it along. Booted upfield by the Hurricanes. Barr tries to play it through to Carter. Carter tries to play it up. It goes over the head of Peyton Johnson. Nighthawk back line on it for a moment. Played into the 18, but well out. It'll be a goal kick for the Nighthawks and Morgan Ramby. Sun setting in the west. That's behind Morgan Ramby. You see the glare as the sun is setting. The Hurricanes are pushed up toward midfield, trying to keep that back line high. Headed along by Embley, trying to find Durkee. It's cleared out by the Hurricanes. Here's Rugel. Rugel tries to thread it up toward Johnson. Dumpy gets it away. Durkee trying to get on it. It's played back by the Hurricanes. Now Durkee settles it at the edge of the attacking third. Played over the top, trying to find Crane. She's pushed off of it by Coates. And the Dahlonega native kicks it out of play for a Hurricane, or for a Nighthawk throw. Bailey Vessel will go over to take this throw in. Triggers it in. Here's Embley. Embley takes it down the right side. Too many Hurricanes there. It's kicked out for another throw. Now this time off of Embley, Georgia Southwestern will have an opportunity to trigger it in from the far sideline. They will take their time. As much as they can milk it is better for them. The longer this game is scoreless, the better Georgia Southwestern is in terms of trying to get a point and their first point in league play this year. Vessel on the right side, trying to play it up top for Durkee. Not a great touch from Georgia Southwestern, but they earn possession. Malashik trying to play defense. It is played up, and Mackenzie Brennan the only one there. Now Vessel trying to play direct over the top, looking for Crane and Durkee. It's cleared out by, I think that was Duran Blanco. Vessel. Embley. Rosie settles, goes toward that right side. North Georgia has tried to attack players on the right side. Crane crosses it in, back post. Adlam there. She settles at the edge of the 6, tosses to Malashik. Malashik to the top of the 18. Here's Embley. Embley trying to get it back to Malashik, and it's taken away by Georgia Southwestern. Maybe one too many passes. Crane does a good job of getting back on it, though, for North Georgia, trying to keep it away from the Hurricanes, but are unable to, as now the Hurricanes look to counter. Played up that far side to Peyton Johnson, and the offside flag goes up on the freshman. Mackenzie Brennan will bring it all the way back up, about 35, 40 yards from goal. Well, maybe a little bit farther once she sets it down. And now the ball played across the back line, now to the near side, and Jasmine Adlam. Adlam, Malashik. Back to Jasmine, the Orlando native, boots it up top, looking for Durkee, who heads it back toward the middle of the park, and it's cleared out by the Lady Canes. Brennan plays over to Vessel. North Georgia has played down the right side a lot this year. They found something they like on that side. As a little strong from El Shami on the through ball, it'll roll across inline for a Georgia Southwestern goal kick. 5th minute of play here at the UNG Soccer Complex. No score. Spirit Night in Dahlonega. Played up to Jasmine Adlam. She will let that ball trickle out of play. Again played out. Adlam will bring it up to the center stripe, throw it in over the head of Malashik this time, forcing Emma Carter to head it backwards out of bounds as she had to get whatever she could on it. Now Adlam throws it into the corner. Nobody there for North Georgia. Malashik trying to run up on it, looking to defend against Ashlyn Baker. She plays it out to Durkee. Durkee all the way back to Swindell, who has some space. Played all the way to the far side. Vessel with a lot of room. She goes down to the corner. Crane trying to run up on it. Duran Blanco steps in, taps it out of bounds for a Nighthawk throw. Thrown in, El Shami over the head, tries to find Durkee. Durkee near the corner of the 6, touch back to El Shami, and it goes high for a goal kick. Maysoon El Shami, the first shot of the day for either side. Enrique Rodriguez standing up on the side for Georgia Southwestern in the technical area, imploring his team to find a way to slow this offense down. Here's Durkee. Tries to back heel kick toward Malashik, missed it, and Georgia Southwestern going to try and break out now. Alyssa Barr finds Allison Rugel up top. Rugel plays it out wide to Mendonça. And it's played out for a Nighthawk throw in. Vessel triggers it in quickly. Played over the top, headed along. Georgia Southwestern trying to find an attack. Peyton Johnson has the ball taken away from her by Brennan. Brennan plays it up the sideline right into the technical area for the Hurricanes. Now Shami touches it to Embley. Embley's touch did not get any air on it as she was trying to find Malashik on the big switch. Now up the middle, here's Johnson, defended by Dunphy, and Olivia does an outstanding job there, does perfectly. Played up, trying to get it to Durke, and Katie able to get on it. Katie plays back toward Vessel, but a good job running on it by Rugel. Rugel keeps it in play. Rodriguez says go, go, go. Dunphy plays it back to Ramby, who will waste no time and get the ball back out to Mackenzie Brennan. Brennan up the sideline to Crane. Now Vessel tries to play direct. It gets over the head. Here's Durke, and Durke wanted to get a handball. I think it actually hit off the face, though, of the Lady Kane defender. That was Devin Coates. It's thrown in quickly by Vessel. Here's Crane. Crane gets it up near the spot. Malashik tries to earn some space. Dribbles out of the 18. She'll head it down to Adlam, who gives it right back to the junior out of Peachtree City. Into El Shami. El Shami touches out for Adlam. She'll be unable to get there. It'll be a throw for Georgia Southwestern. No score as we enter the 9th minute of play here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Swindell heads that ball out. Another throw in for Georgia Southwestern. Triggered in, and the ball goes off of Rugel. It'll be a Nighthawk throw this time. Malashik tosses the ball back to Adlam, and Adlam throws it in, quickly touched out by Emma Carter. Thrown in again. Here's Durke. Katie, double team, now triple team. Somehow she gets out of it. Katie dribbling in. And a little heavy of a touch. Gets it to Embley. Now Katie. Katie toward the top of the 6. Touches off for Malashik. Malashik spins. Crosses over. Nobody there. El Shami. She'll take a shot. And it's punched out by Marone. Give her a save on that one. And it will be a corner kick for the Nighthawks. Embley will go over to take it. Rosie crosses it in. A lot of bodies in there. Mackenzie Brennan's header goes wide of the far post. Goal kick taken quickly but short. Crane pressures, trying to get the ball away from Georgia Southwestern. Taking it up herself is Mendonça. And now the Nighthawks across the back line. Here's Olivia Dunphy. A big ball played forward by Dunphy, and Georgia Southwestern will get on it. Trying to play it up top toward Peyton Johnson. If she would have let that ball bounce, she might have been able to run under it. Instead, she touched it and was easily taken away by Brennan. Now here's Mack. She plays up top toward Katie Durke. And out of bounds, it goes harmlessly out for a Georgia Southwestern throw. No score, 11th minute. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the UNG Bookstore, 4 locations across Northeast Georgia. Here's Georgia Southwestern trying to play it up the near side now, and Dunphy steps in, clears her lines, and Georgia Southwestern will earn the throw. Carter will trigger this one in. Swindell plays it back toward Dunphy. It's taken away, though, by Johnson. Johnson will fire a shot toward goal. Would not have gone in, so no save for Ramby, but she takes it away and throws it out quickly. Crane trying to outrun the field. Tries to play it toward Durkee. A bad clearance by Coates. It somehow will get out of play, but if that was a little bit more of an angle, North Georgia's on the attack. Crane again tries to trigger it in quickly to Embley, and the Hurricanes will clear their lines. Bailey Vessel will let it roll out and throw it into the back line of Mackenzie Brennan. Now to Vessel. The Hurricanes content to park the bus here. Not looking for much of an attack. Here's Crane. She gets in behind. Abby crosses it in a little bit high. It was headed away by Ashlyn Baker. Marone was coming out to grab it. Baker played it safe. It's a corner kick for North Georgia. Two balls on the pitch. Now a ball played out to the far side. Rosie Embley gets set to take this one. Embley sends it in swinger, looking for Brennan. Brennan's header goes just wide of the far post yet again. Mackenzie's had her opportunities on that corner kick header. She was a lot closer with that one than she was on the first, as it was just inches away from bouncing off the post at least. Maybe even going in. Short goal kick taken. Elshami got a header on it. Malashik has a great touch but cannot keep it in play. It'll be a throw-in for Georgia Southwestern. Triggering it in is Carter. And it's played out by Cervantes. Throw in for Adlam. Thrown in. Elshami able to settle this one. Maysoon plays it all the way back to Vessel on the far side. Vessel up the far touchline. Abby Crane. Crane double-teamed, gives it to Vessel. Vessel will play it toward Embley. It's taken away by Georgia Southwestern. The counter on. North Georgia's defense having to recover quickly. Good ball played up toward Johnson. Mackenzie Brennan will be the first one there. Will she let it trickle out of play? Box out. She did well. Goal kick for North Georgia. 14th minute, no score. This Georgia Southwestern side is not one that will give up a lot of goals. Over 3 games, they've only given up 8 in league play. That's a big change from what has been the norm at Georgia Southwestern. Rodriguez at the helm, changing the culture of Georgia Southwestern women's soccer. They don't score many goals, but they are a very good defensive side. Throw in for North Georgia. Triggered in. Embley will settle it. Vessel looking for Elshami in the middle of the park. Now finds Embley. Rosie trying to play direct. Abby Crane onside. She's got space and time. She'll settle it. Defended by Mendonça. Gets in. Goes toward the top of the 18. All the runs were inside the 18. Nobody running in behind. Played out, though, for a Georgia Southwestern throw as we enter the 16th minute. Quarter of an hour gone. Georgia Southwestern has done well on the defensive side, holding North Georgia to 4 shots, only one of which was on goal. Played out for a Lady Kane throw. Thrown into the feet of Rugel. Rugel trying to play it up to Johnson, unsuccessful on the initial go. Now a shot taken by Barr is saved by Ramby. Not much on that shot. Again, North Georgia making things a little bit predictable, forcing the long ball. Headed along by Durkee. Malashik trying to run on it. It's played back to Marone, and she will have to clear it away. It's over the head of Swindell, though. Brennan plays it out to Vessel. Vessel toward Crane. It's off of Mendonça for a throw. Another throw in for the Nighthawks as they move it down the pitch on that far touchline. Vessel. Headed along by Durkee, played out by the Lady Canes. And now Vessel will step off. Christina Birkenstock is on. 5'7" junior forward from Decula and Mill Creek. Played out. Birkenstock will get ready to throw it in again. Thrown in toward Elshami. It bounces in the box. Malashik heads it back across frame. She's taken down in the box. No whistle. A good tackle. As Johnson plays it back. Malashik trying to get on it. She's coming from an offside position, and it was played out anyway for a throw in for Georgia Southwestern. To the far side of the pitch now for Georgia Southwestern. Duran Blanco, her pass a little bit awry. Now Elshami plays it for Birkenstock. Christina. Played back toward Brennan. Brennan plays it up to the far touchline. Duran Blanco does a good job of getting a touch. Georgia Southwestern on it, but taken away quickly by Elshami. Maysoon, Durkee, Embley, 1-2. Now down the sideline to Crane. Crane, coach coming on. Sent toward the spot, flicked along it. Malashik could not get on it as it got behind the keeper in Marone. Georgia Southwestern able to clear the lines. And the Nighthawks will make another substitution here. Crane coming off. Looks like Danny Chartouni. Chartouni, a 5'4" senior from Sugar Hill, transfer from Tennessee Tech. She prepped at North Gwinnett. Now here's Elshami. Finds Embley at the top of the box. A good touch. Nobody making a run, though. Elshami almost got on it. It's played out for a Nighthawk throw. Crossed in by Adlam. Chartouni tried to settle it near the spot. It's cleared away. Brennan trying to keep it in. She does a good job of it. Embley plays back to Birkenstock. Birkenstock to Chartouni. Back to Embley. Great 1-2. Has some space. Can she run onto it before Coates gets there? No, she can't, but a corner kick for North Georgia forthcoming. The Nighthawks with their third corner of the evening. Embley set to take it. North Georgia will throw numbers forward. Nobody from Georgia Southwestern anywhere close to midfield. Embley swings it in. Swindell's header settled by Chartouni near the goal, but it was with her back to goal. And the Hurricanes able to clear their lines well downfield. It'll be a North Georgia throw when it finally bounces out of play. Thrown into Brennan. Played up to Adlam. Adlam Malashik. Taylor plays into the middle to Bailey. Swindell to the far side, and now Christina Birkenstock on it again. Getting that right side of the offense. Played over. Chartouni, a beautiful run, but she will run out of real estate as it bounces out of play for goal kick, allowing the Hurricanes to make a substitution. Stepping off the pitch is Lisbeth Cervantes. And Geraldine Alvarez will step onto the pitch. Geraldine, a 5'4" freshman from Bogota, Colombia. Durkee to Birkenstock. Played back to Mackenzie Brennan. Brennan up the sideline to Embley. Embley has it taken away from her. Played up toward Rugel. Now here's Johnson. Johnson with a lot of space, but Brennan steps in nicely for a throw. Ahmed plays it out for a North Georgia throw-in. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Yahula Creek Grill. Comfort food reinvented. Brennan, safe play back to Ramby. She's got time, no pressure. Played up in between Malashik and Adlam. Taylor will run onto it. She's got pressure coming, could not keep it in play. A throw-in for the Hurricanes. Played ahead. Here's Durkee in the middle of the park. Plays it up. Chartouni with Marone off her line. Marone, she will go down. She thought about picking it up. She didn't touch it with her hand, though. Did a great job of staying over the ball. She realized she was not in the box at the last second. Throw in for North Georgia. Here's Durkee. Katie, a good touch. She's in the 8. And clears it away. It goes off of Georgia Southwestern for a corner kick, though. As North Georgia pressing forward, has opportunities, have not been able to put it away yet as we are midway through this first half. Sent in by Birkenstock. Marone off her line. She punches it away, able to keep it in. Is the back line of Georgia Southwestern and trying to find Barr running out. Dunphy overlaps, gets it away from her. Now Olivia will join the attack. Plays it up the middle towards Chartouni. Chartouni on right side. Crossed in, looking for Malashik, but Marone cuts off the cross. No score, 24th minute. Birkenstock heads it back to Brennan, who finds Swindell. Swindell plays back to Dunphy. Now to Adlam. Jazz on the near side, gives it to Bailey in the center of the park. Played back to Birkenstock as North Georgia methodical in their attack. Here's Embley. Rosie plays through. Chartouni, she'll be able to get on it. Coates cuts it off and will clear it out across the far touchline for a throw-in for North Georgia. Georgia Southwestern waiting to be able to make a sub, but you have to earn a throw to make a sub. And again, Georgia Southwestern clears it out. Another Nighthawk throw as this ball will come all the way toward the center of the park. Slowly walking to it is Peyton Johnson. She'll play it to the sideline. Sent in El Shami. And cleared away by Georgia Southwestern up to Johnson. She's able to settle it with some time and space. Plays it up to the far side. Barr a little bit lackadaisical on it. Excuse me, that's Rugel. Now Johnson plays it to the near side toward Carter. Cut off by Adlam, and now North Georgia will try and start an attack. Adlam overruns the ball. Waits on it to roll up on her. Now sends it into the middle to El Shami. Maysoon, time and space. Goes toward Adlam. Will she get there? Yes, she will. She keeps it in play. Toward inline. Crosses it in. El Shami, back post. No one there. Embley, inside the 18. She settles. Looks for Durkee, but it's deflected back to Duran Blanco. Cleared outside the 18, and Georgia Southwestern will be able to settle down for the moment. Their defensive shape has been stellar. Swindell back to Brennan. Mack towards center line, plays out toward Birkenstock. Birkenstock to Embley. Embley has space, no one picks her up. Embley into the center, looks for Malashik. It took a deflection and will roll out to Marone harmlessly, where she will scoop it up and prepare to send it away. Devin Coates not happy in the center. The Dahlonega native likely with some family in the stands here tonight for Georgia Southwestern. Wanting the defense to do something other than let North Georgia just come on attack. El Shami trying to make two men miss. She's able to stay on it. Overlapped by Malashik, who cuts back to the center of the park. Looking for Durkee. Went past her. It's cleared away. Johnson trying to run up on it. Brennan a great touch to get it away from the oncoming Hurricane defender. Swindell played out wide to Vessel. Vessel, or rather that's Birkenstock, as she checked in earlier for Vessel. Christina goes back to get the ball out of the training area, or the technical area, excuse me. Thrown in, a long throw in toward Embley, and a bad clearance earns a corner for North Georgia. Chartouni will be the one to go over and take this one as the Nighthawks throw numbers forward again. Only Adlam and Dunphy stay back. Meanwhile, everybody from Georgia Southwestern inside the 18. Low corner kick taken and sent away. Dunphy will come on. She'll be able to keep this one in if she wants to. She'll settle it and send it back in towards Swindell, and the offside flag will go up on Bailey. It'll be a free kick for the Hurricanes. Tough to break down are the Lady Canes under Enrique Rodriguez. The defense has most definitely improved year over year under Rodriguez. 2 years ago, North Georgia 10-0 winners here at home. And last year, 7-1 winners on the road, currently scoreless. And North Georgia only with 4 shots. Embley plays to Chartouni. Chartouni looking out wide, finds Birkenstock as Duran Blanco goes on and defends. Played off of Blanco for a North Georgia throw. Thrown in, trying to find Chartouni. It's played out for another North Georgia corner. I would imagine Chartouni's going to put this one in the air. Second ball on the pitch. Chartouni will jog on to touch that one off, and Birkenstock will go over to take the corner. Christina sends this one in, back post. Swindell trying to get on it, headed away by Georgia Southwestern. Adlam coming on. She will boot this one back in. It's wide of the post, and it will roll out for a Maroon goal kick. Finally, Georgia Southwestern will get to make substitution. Mendonça off. Lexi Henderson, the sub coming on. Freshman, 5'3" out of Pike County, Georgia, who prepped at Spalding High School.
Onto the field for the Hurricanes, number 6, Lexi Henderson.
Embley trying to play up towards Chartouni. She overran it. Coates will get on it and concede yet another corner. Chartouni will take this one. Danny waiting on numbers to come in. Defended by Johnson as Brennan. Sent in toward the spot, headed away by Coates. Adlam will be able to settle it. Plays it back to Dunphy. Dunphy will send this one in toward Malashik. Taylor lets it bounce once, settles it in the 18. Stops, throws on the brakes, gives it to El Shami. El Shami's cross toward Durke is headed away by Coates. Great defending by the Hurricanes, but another corner kick for North Georgia. 30 minutes gone in this first half, 15 to go. Birkenstock will take this one. Chartouni coming on quickly. Sent in toward the back post. Swindell trying to get on it. Headed back across goal. Headed away by the Hurricanes. Dunphy sends it back in. A good shot from Dunphy, but right at Marone. And Marone will bring it out toward the top of the 18. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Dunphy touches back to Brennan. She has to get it away quickly. It's taken away by Rugel, but a good job defending by Birkenstock. She will let it roll out for a Nighthawk throw. Quickly triggered in, but off of, I believe that's Chartouni, Georgia Southwestern, their deepest throw in of the evening. Rugel toward the top of the 18. Tried to cross it in. It deflects off Johnson. Now a shot comes on, and it's easily saved by Morgan Ramby. Embley tried to play it back to Swindell. Chartouni couldn't get on it. The Hurricanes keep it in play. Rugel. It's played upfield by Birkenstock. North Georgia just hasn't seemed all organized on those long balls here in the last few minutes. A lot of white jerseys running toward the ball. Not a whole lot of space. See the double team come there. So North Georgia has tried to play pressure defense, but when they've had a ball played forward from the back line, not a whole lot of space as North Georgia's tried to win it. A foul by Coates. It'll be a free kick for North Georgia. Swindell settles it. And Georgia Southwestern does well to delay the free kick by standing in front of it. Birkenstock will take this one. Christina sends it in on the chip shot. Headed out by Georgia Southwestern. Adlam settles it. She'll fire a shot with the left foot, bending, but just over the crossbar. Goal kick for Georgia Southwestern. We are in the 33rd minute, about to enter into the 34th. Elshami a touch. Trying to find Peyton Johnson. Brennan Birkenstock. Christina tries to play it direct. Does well to do so. Can Durke run onto it? She can. And it's played off of Coates for a corner. Another corner kick for North Georgia. And as far as I can remember, they've all come from that right side. As again, Embley will go over to take this one. It'll come off the left foot. Rosie sends it in swinger, near post, headed away by the Lady Canes. Adlam will head this one up in the air toward the top of the box. Elshami trying to get on it. The Lady Canes come away with it in Alyssa Barr. Barr plays it up toward Adlam, who touches it back to Dunphy. Dunphy will settle it and send it back upfield. Headed down by the Lady Canes. Rugel trying to stay on it. Elshami trying to push her off of it. A good touch by Maysoon, but it's played to the near side now, and Emma Carter. Carter plays up toward Johnson. Dunphy runs on it and will send it to Malashik. Malashik plays it toward Adlam, who sends it upfield toward Elshami. Elshami plays to Birkenstock. Birkenstock up the sideline, unable to get it there. Embley plays it up into the air. Now back into the center of the park off of the Lady Canes. Swindell finds Chartouni. Danny, a heavy touch, trying to get past Henderson, and does. Double team coming. Chartouni crosses it in toward Malashik. Bounces in the 6, but cannot get on it. Can Malashik? It's finally cleared out by Ashlyn Baker. Throw in for North Georgia, and they are able to make subs if the referee gives. No, it's a throw in for Georgia Southwestern, excuse me. North Georgia trying to lock it in. Played up to Rugel. Pushed from behind, and that a blatant push. She says, "What did I do?" Watch it on film and you'll be able to see. Ball never stopped moving, so Dunphy will go and take the free kick once again. Tries to play it to that far side. Alvarez steps in. Geraldine tries to play it back. Swindell, a good deflection. Here's Embley back to Bailey. Rosie out to, or rather Bailey out to Christina. Christina to Katie Durke. Now here's Rosie Embley. Birkenstock into the center of the park to Swindell. Swindell, a good switch toward Adlam. Can she keep it in play? Yes, she can. she'll have time to settle it as well. Here's Jazz, plays it back to Dunphy. 8:45 to play until halftime. Stay tuned for the NSN halftime report. Malashik earns a throw, and North Georgia will make subs. Durkee and Embley off. It'll be Sherman and Martin into the match. Alexis Sherman, the 5'3" freshman out of Cumming. She prepped it for South Central. Martin, 5'5" junior midfielder from Richmond Hill. Adlam sends it in. Malashik tries to head it away from Marone and could not direct it on frame. A good shot, though, from Malashik. Goal kick for Georgia Southwestern. The Lady Canes played short to Baker. Barr tries to play it into the middle. Adlam calls off Swindell. Played out to Sherman. Sherman going to try and bring it up the left side now. A good touch to get past Carter. She has Carter running back with her. Sherman gets past her again. Crosses it in with the right foot. Bounces at the top of the 18. And the Lady Canes clear it away as Emily Collum checked on for Georgia Southwestern. Collum, the 5'4" sophomore from Adairsville, Georgia. Chartouni's shot right at Marone. A good save by the sophomore keeper. An easy one, but a good one. Adlam missed the touch. Johnson will run on it. Jasmine gets there. Turned around by Johnson once or twice. Now Johnson will try and send it crossing in. Finds nobody. Birkenstock trying to run on it as she had a deflection. Now Christina plays it up to Chartouni, who touches it down for Martin. Logan into the center of the park for Swindell. Swindell to the near side, and Adlam is North Georgia moving it across the pitch with ease. Now they try and move it down the pitch toward Sherman, played out by Baker for a throw. Thrown into Sherman. Now here's Adlam. Now Shami to Martin. Logan plays it back to Bailey Swindell. Swindell, long ball toward Birkenstock. Can she run on it? She can, and she keeps it in play well, but a little heavy for anyone to get on it. Henderson will let it roll across inline for goal kick. Chartouni out for a throw for Georgia Southwestern. We are in the 40th minute of play. Birkenstock to Swindell. Plays it over to Adlam. The possession number will be big in favor of North Georgia, but I imagine that the Lady Canes' goal was to be scoreless at halftime, and they've done so far so good with 5 minutes to play. Out for a Nighthawk throw in front of the technical area. Again, stay tuned at halftime for the NSN halftime report. Stats from the first half, scores from around the league. Mr. and Ms. UNG to be crowned. Bounces in the 18. Marone able to keep it in the box as Chartouni was taken down. Of course, goalkeeper has right of way. Dunphy to Brennan to Adlam. Now Georgia Southwestern, late in the half, will start to press forward a little bit. Martin turns it over. Johnson. Peyton Johnson out to Alvarez. Trying to get it back to Johnson. Swindell steps in. Here come the Nighthawks on the counter. Again, it won't be much of a counter as Georgia Southwestern holding numbers back. Chartouni plays it through toward Malashik. Coates wanted Marone to come out, and Marone stayed in, so the Dahlonega native will play it out for a corner. Malashik quickly over to take it. She's not going to wait on reinforcements. Chartouni, low cross, easily cleared out by Coates. It'll be a Nighthawk throw with 3 minutes to play until half. Martin. Here's Taylor. Left-footed shot is blocked. Now Adlam trying to thread it through towards Swindell, taken away by the Hurricanes. Now Martin steps in front of Peyton Johnson and plays it back to Dunphy. Long pass taken away by Collum. Collum, dangerous spot. She will cross it in toward Johnson. Dunphy able to step in and intercept. Birkenstock will just clear it out and concede the throw in for Georgia Southwestern. 2:15 to play until half. A scoreless effort so far from either side. Trying to play it up. It'll be a goal kick with 2 to play. North Georgia's had some good opportunities, have not been able to convert. Georgia Southwestern's defense has been outstanding, and their offense has gotten them 3 shots, 2 on goal. But 2 easy saves for the Auburn transfer. Played back to Ahmed. Out the far touch. Swindell defending. Again, Georgia Southwestern with a throw as we close in on the final minute of this first half.
One minute remaining in the first half.
Played to, that's Brennan, now Swindell back to Dunphy as North Georgia looks to mount a final attack here in the first half. Taken away by Georgia Southwestern, Alyssa Barr. Into the center of the park, Ahmed. Brennan steps in, 30 seconds to play. McKenzie will just join the attack here. Here's Martin. Martin sending it up. Trying to play it through to Chartouni, and Malashik coming on. Marone throws a shoulder into the junior out of Peachtree City, and she will take the time to get ready to boot this one away. Sends it to midfield. Swindell heads it along. North Georgia can mount another attack. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And out of play. That'll be the end of the first half. Stay tuned. Scoreless after 1 half of play here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T, all we see is you.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Bandit Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Halftime here in Dahlonega, no score between the Lady Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern State and the Nighthawks of University of North Georgia here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Mr. and Ms. UNG they're the finalists being introduced to the crowd here on Spirit Nights as we look at a scoreless stat sheet. We'll look down the stats, though. North Georgia, 9 shots in the first half, 2 apiece for Elshami, Malashik, and Brennan. A shot apiece for Adlam, Dunphy, and Chartouni. Dunphy, Chartouni, and Elshami shots on goal, all saved by Hannah Marone, who has 3 saves in between the posts for the Lady Hurricanes. For Georgia Southwestern, they took 3 shots in the first half, 1 by Peyton Johnson, 1 apiece by Alyssa Barr and Layla Ahmed. Both of those players had shots on goal, both easily saved by Morgan Ramby in between the post for North Georgia. 2 fouls for Georgia Southwestern in the first half, no fouls for North Georgia. Both teams were offside 1 time in that first half. Here's a telling stat: 10 corner kicks for North Georgia in the first half compared to 0 for Georgia Southwestern. When you look at the possession, 65-35 in favor of North Georgia in terms of percentages. But when you look at where the ball was possessed, for North Georgia, 96% of their possession either in the middle of the park or in the attacking third, only 4% of which near their 18. When you look at it from the other side, 93% of Georgia Southwestern's possession has been on the defensive half of the field or just across midfield. Only 7% of the time have they been able to have the ball near North Georgia's 18, and I have to think that that was part of the game plan for Enrique Rodriguez. Park the bus, stop this high-powered offense that, frankly, is one of the best in the Peach Belt Conference, again scoring 10 goals in league play coming into this one while conceding just 1. So North Georgia, they've been held very stagnant on the offensive side thanks to the numbers back for Georgia Southwestern. We will take a commercial break, and when we return, we will look at scores from around the Peach Belt Conference. 0-0 at halftime here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I think scholarships impact the legacy that is UNG. When I got the acceptance letter back and it said you're good to come to University of North Georgia, I was happy as can be.
I started playing soccer when I was 3. My parents just threw me into it, and I fell in love with it. My senior year of high school, I got hurt, so I didn't have very many offers, but Chris, the coach up here, reached out and he's like, hey, come on up for a visit, and so coming here, it's been incredible.
I came to UNG mainly because of basketball. I thought that the atmosphere would help me excel as a player. My teammates are like my best friends.
Me and my family, we went across and toured all these different schools, and I just remember coming here and everybody here was just so friendly, and it was just a really inviting atmosphere.
It's been really good. It's taught me a lot, and every year I've had a different role in the team, and I've learned a lot about myself in those roles.
It's been a great time. Met a lot of amazing people. Competitively, I've been shooting since high school. It's Olympic-style target shooting. Most people think you're shooting big guns, firing away, having fun. With us, it's more of a precision. It's an art.
My major is pre-med biology. I want to be an orthopedic surgeon. Some of the injuries that I've seen firsthand help me prepare to actually help people fix those broken bones.
I'm a chemistry major with a business minor and a leadership certificate. My mentor that I was reaching out to is Colonel Palmer. He always talks about the spirit of UNG and integrity and how to really live that out in everything that you do.
I'm a mathematics major, and when I got to Calculus 2, I was like, this is a little challenging, but this is actually a lot of fun.
I want to go to grad school and get a master's in sports management and sports administration and be a grad assistant in an athletic department. From there, actually getting a job.
I think I want to join the Department of Defense and be a chemist for them, but I know at some point I want to go back and get involved in public health.
Scholarships create more opportunities for people. You're not just representing yourself, you're representing those organizations that are sponsoring you.
You talk to all the athletes, the majority of them are on scholarship. It goes a long way for us because, like I said, it helps you focus just on school and you can really just be the best version of yourself.
I'm UNG Dahloneg's representative on the Student Advisory Council. The scholarships that I've received have allowed me to do the leadership positions. I never had to take on a full-time job, so that really allowed me to choose the major of my dreams. Without those scholarships, I definitely couldn't have studied as much to have as good of grades and wouldn't have been able to take on as many leadership responsibilities as I had wanted to. I definitely think it's revolutionized my time here.
The scholarships definitely allow me to focus more on school. I don't believe that I would be able to afford college if I didn't have these scholarships.
It would be a lot harder. You have to take out more student loans and you're further in debt. And since I want to go to grad school, that would put me even further behind. So it helps me set up for the future a lot better.
No matter what, even $1 from somebody, go and donate. That creates more scholarships.
I want to just say thank you. They've impacted my time here beyond anybody.
I'd really just like to thank them for this opportunity. I know there are many students like me who wouldn't be able to afford school without their aid. I definitely think that the scholarships have allowed me to just grow as a person because there are some things you can't do by yourself, and so with that help, I think it's really gotten me where I am today.
Halftime here in Dahlonega. No score between North Georgia and Georgia Southwestern as the Nighthawks and Lady Canes go scoreless in the first half. Again, 9 shots for North Georgia, 10 corners for the Nighthawks, 3 saves for the Lady Canes. Hannah Marone to lead the way in that category for the Lady Canes. A look at the Peach Belt Conference scoreboard forthcoming here in just a moment. We had a very recent score on the Peach Belt Conference scoreboard. The Golden Rams of Albany State have pulled into a 1-goal game with UNC Pembroke with about a minute and a half to play. That's 3-2. The Braves lead the Golden Rams in that one. Flagler, number 4 in the nation, beat up on USC Aiken 7-1 down in St. Augustine. The Nighthawks will get the Pacers coming up on Saturday up in South Carolina. Columbus State up 4-0 on Young Harris. That game with about 4 minutes to play down in Columbus. Getting ready to kick off in Milledgeville and in Greenwood. The Bobcats of Georgia College play host to the Patriots of Francis Marion. The Bearcats of Lander play host to the Lakers of Clayton State in Peach Belt Conference action as we count down the final seconds of the match at Pembroke. UNC Pembroke trying to hold on for a 3-2 win over Albany State. Riley Clark takes a shot, unable to get anything going. Albany State will try and send it downfield quickly. The Rams do have an opportunity for a final attack and are actually on goal, but cannot keep possession. 10 seconds to play there. Played back. They've got to get a shot off, and they'll be unable to as UNC Pembroke will earn a 3-2 win over Albany State. A good job by the Braves to hold on and defeat Albany State in Peach Belt Conference play. Again, Columbus State closing in on the final whistle as well from the Walden Soccer Complex down in Columbus. Mr. and Ms. UNG was crowned at halftime. Udis Calderon won the Mr. UNG, and Kristen Woodall, the winner of Ms. UNG. Congratulations to both of them for their accomplishments here at the UNG Soccer Complex on Spirit Night in Dahlonega. One last commercial break. When we return, kickoff of the second half. 0-0 at halftime, second half action coming your way after these messages on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
All right, Joyride Beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high, though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. God, I'm good.
Back here in Dahlonega as we get set for the start of the second half. The teams will flip ends, and we will have first touch from the Lady Hurricanes as the Nighthawks get set to defend. And we are underway here in the start of the second half between North Georgia and Georgia Southwestern. The Nighthawks trying to get back on it. Malashik to Swindell. Swindell plays it up toward Malashik, far corner. They try and work the left side now. It's taken away and let to roll out of play for a goal kick. North Georgia trying to go out of the near side. Here's Durkee. Durkee falls over the ball. Coming on it now is Crane. Crane gives to El Shami. Back to Swindell. Now all 11 behind the ball for Georgia Southwestern. Vessel trying to get it into the middle to Durkee. Taken away. El Shami gets it back. Plays it to Durkee. Katie trying to flip it along toward Crane. It's cleared out by Georgia Southwestern. Booted along by, that's Rugel. And it will roll out for a North Georgia throw. Taken down by Abby Crane. Goes into the feet of Johnson. Now over to Barr. Barr plays it to Carter. Emma Carter up the far touch line. Nobody home in Navy. Adlam gets on it for the Nighthawks, and here's Embley. Rosie trying to play it up to Durkee, touched out by Baker, thrown in quickly by North Georgia, touched along by Ahmed. Georgia Southwestern still on it. We are scoreless here in Dahlonega, early portion of the second half. North Georgia trying to break through. The Hurricanes earn a throw. Swindell deflects it back to Embley. Embley plays it to Malashik. Back to Rosie. Rosie up the far touchline. A heavy touch. Trying to find, I believe that's El Shami, and it is. It goes off of Georgia Southwestern for a Nighthawk throw. Malashik. Played up the far touch line. Double team now is Taylor, and she earns a corner. No, she doesn't. Goal kick. Wow. Thought it was off of Baker. Here's Dumphy to Vessel. Back to Brennan as North Georgia works it across the back line. To Durkee. Brennan steps in, finds Vessel. Vessel with nobody on her. She'll dribble it up the pitch. Finds Crane. Abby. Back to Bailey Vessel. Vessel sends a cross in, top of the box. It's headed away by Georgia Southwestern. Cleared off the top of the 18. As now Georgia Southwestern will be content to send this ball to the back line of North Georgia. Again, the Nighthawk possession number was 65% in the first half. Here's Malashik, top of the 18, finds Embley. Embley could not get on it. Georgia Southwestern plays it up. Brennan finds Crane, but she's only able to get a touch on it. North Georgia with a throw, or rather Georgia Southwestern with a throw, Goes to Vessel. Vessel's touch a little heavy for El Shami. 6 minutes gone here in the first half. We're in the 52nd minute. Played to the far side now, and Emma Carter rolls out for a Nighthawk throw. Nighthawks trying to play it up, but unable to do so. Georgia Southwestern with a throw. Here's El Shami to Vessel. Played all the way across off deflections to Adlam. Malashik back to Jazz. Into the middle, Durkee. She couldn't settle it, and Georgia Southwestern able to clear it away. How much more bending can this Georgia Southwestern defense do? 37 minutes to play. A lot of opportunities left for North Georgia to break through. Defense has played well thus far for Georgia Southwestern. Played over the top. Abby Crane gets on it, throws on the brakes, gets past the first defender, gets past the second, crosses into Embley. Embley touches past the first. She's taken down in the box, and there's a goal! Katie Durkee! Durkee touches it past, give the assist to Rosie Embley as Katie Durkee puts the Nighthawks up 1-0.
That Nighthawk goal was assisted by number 9, Rosie Embley, and scored by number 8, Katie Durkee. Your new score here at the University of North Georgia Soccer Complex.
As the Nighthawks take a 1-0 lead on the Durkee goal. As both teams will make substitutions, Durkee back on it again. Sent in and cleared out by Georgia Southwestern. It will be a throw-in for North Georgia. Michelle LaPenta into the match, the 5'4" freshman defender from Lilburn. Brenna Mendonça checks back on for the Hurricanes. A shot by Embley is blocked. A beautiful strike from Embley got blocked up. Now thrown over the top. El Shami giving chase. Can she get there? No. Yes, she can. She does a great job. Now here's Crane. Crane, one hop inside the 18, stays on it, flips it with the left foot, touched back towards Swindell and cleared off the line by Georgia Southwestern. Played up to Dumphy. Dumphy's going to join the attack. Crossing in, looking at the top of the 6. Embley, left-footed shot, blocked up. Swindell's shot blocked as well. As a throw-in coming for North Georgia. Triggers it in toward Malashik. She touches it to Adlam. Adlam crosses into Embley. Embley trying to get past the defender, Rugel, unable to. Malashik trying to keep it in for North Georgia. Goes back to Adlam. It's deflected off of a Nighthawk player, out for a Hurricane throw. Georgia Southwestern will make a sub. Peyton Johnson will check off. And stepping on is Emily Collum. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the UNG Bookstore, 4 locations across Northeast Georgia. Here's El Shami. Maysoon trying to thread it through to Embley. It gets to her eventually. Now back to May. May plays it over the top toward Durkee. Durkee, one bounce. Coates takes her off of it. Malashik coming on, forcing a clearance. A corner kick for North Georgia, their 11th of the night. Looking to cross it in from the corner. Sent in, headed away by Georgia Southwestern. Still in the box. Dumphy unable to get on it. Georgia Southwestern looking to break. A free kick for North Georgia. Sent in. El Shami, her shot goes just wide of the near post. Back to Ramby, who sends it up to the near side to Dumphy. Played to El Shami. She gets past the first. El Shami tries to thread it through toward Crane. Running onto it is Coates. And Marone slides to stop the attack. Booted upfield by Marone. Olivia Dumphy there by herself. Has the ball taken away by Barr, but she gets it back. Played over to El Shami. El Shami, long touch to Adlam. It goes off of Georgia Southwestern. Chris Adams tosses it up for Embley, who throws it in quickly. Back to LaPenta. LaPenta's first touches of the match. Comes over to Brennan. Now Dumphy. Liv tries to thread it through. Too many Navy kits. Ramby calls everybody off. She'll let it roll to her, then throw it out quickly to Adlam. Jasmine approaches midfield. Now touches it up. It goes under the foot of Durkee. And Devin Coates will run on it. Play it back to Marone. Marone, a quick touch. Embley comes on it quick. Could not keep it, but it comes out to El Shami. El Shami trying to press through that back line of Georgia Southwestern, at times 7 wide. Brennan crosses it in. Malashik could not get a touch. A good run from Taylor Malashik, but could not get on it. A goal kick for North Georgia as we are almost a half hour from completion in the 60th minute. North Georgia a 1-0 lead over Georgia Southwestern. Lisbeth Cervantes steps back for Georgia Southwestern. Here's Embley. Trying to get Malashik on the ball. Rosie steps in, takes that one away, has some space and time, tries to thread through, but it's taken away by Georgia Southwestern. The Hurricanes up the near side. Good touch by Duran Blanco, and now Ramby will come off her line, booted away. North Georgia will try and take it back. And offside is going to be called as Durkee played from an offside position, came back, and then raced toward it. Don't know that she would have gotten on the ball, but they call the offside anyway. Booted away by the Lady Canes. 1-0 North Georgia on the Durkee goal. Played up toward Durkee, headed out by Coates. It'll be a throw for North Georgia and subs for the Nighthawks. Malashik and Durkee off. Chartouni and Meredith Tucker on for the Nighthawks. Meredith Tucker, 5'6" sophomore from Decula, the former Lion of Lakeview Academy. So North Georgia will give up a throw after the subs.
Onto the field for the Nighthawks, number 21, Meredith Tucker.
Dumphy to Crane off of Georgia Southwestern. Packed grandstands here. We've got fans sitting all around the UNG soccer complex. Not many empty seats. Chipped over the top. Peyton Johnson will get on it. She's onside. But actually that's not Peyton Johnson, that's Collum. And played all the way down. Dunphy will keep it in play in the near corner and bring it out for the Nighthawks. Embley with a head of steam plays it up toward Tucker. Cleared out by Duran Blanco. Thrown in quickly by Adlam. Trying to find Chartouni off of her for a Georgia Southwestern throw. (14-3) in favor of shots. The Hurricanes have yet to take a shot here in the second half. Tucker looking for Embley, taken away by the Lady Canes. They look to break. And LaPenta steps in and clears this one back to Marone, who touches it down with one hand before picking it up and booting it away. Here's Crane. Can she touch it through for Tucker? Meredith trying to run on it. Matched up with Coates, and Coates will play it out for a North Georgia throw. Thrown in by the Nighthawks. Crane trying to dribble at the top of the 18. She's tripped up, and a foul on Georgia Southwestern. A dangerous free kick for North Georgia here. Adlam will be the one to take this. A four-person wall for Georgia Southwestern. Embley also standing nearby. Jazz takes a shot. It goes through the wall. And the Hurricanes and Adlam taken down hard in the box. She is still down. Swindell will play it out as Adlam finally back to her feet. May have gotten the breath knocked out of her. So Georgia Southwestern, you would think, would play the sportsmanship here. And it looks like they will. Played all the way back to Ramby. If the opposing team plays it out for an injury, the sportsmanlike thing to do is to play it to the keeper of the team who played it out, as they did have possession. Now up in the air. Embley settles, plays it down the near side. A good ball toward Crane. Can she keep it in play? She can. Abby toward the top of the 18, plays it back to Dunphy. Dunphy will throw crosses in from here. She throws this one in. Bending away. Chartouni could not get a foot on it. It rolls out for a goal kick. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Yahula Creek Grill. Comfort food reinvented. El Shami intercepts. Maysoon into the center of the park to Embley. A good touch by Rosie. She'll play it over to Adlam. Adlam near the corner of the 18. She'll fire a shot. It goes high of the crossbar. Just missing that upper 90 goal kick. Adlam into the center to Embley. Played back to Swindell. Chartouni unable to keep it in play, but it goes off of Georgia Southwestern for a North Georgia throw. Swindell steps off. I think that's Bailey Vessel checking back on, and it is. So now Vessel defending Column. Runners for Georgia Southwestern. Barr trying to get on it. She could not handle it. Now Dunphy tries to play it up. Tucker tries to step in. It's back to El Shami. Maysoon to the far side, and Adlam. Out of play. Jasmine earns a throw. Throws it right to the feet of Embley. Embley touches it back to Jasmine, and Rosie gets it back. Rosie, low cross, looking for Chartouni. Deflected out by Georgia Southwestern. Crane gives to Dunphy. Dunphy, a few touches with the left foot. Getting to the center of the park. She'll fire a shot. Diving save by Hannah Marone. She punches it out for a North Georgia corner. It looked like she was going to be able to catch that one, and then it started bending out toward that far post, having to dive and punch it away. Corner kick comes in. Tucker couldn't get ahead on it. Embley tries to keep it in the 18. Adlam will fire a shot, leaning back the entire way. Goal kick. Lander and Clayton State scoreless. Georgia College and Francis Marion scoreless. They're in the first half. Chartouni running free down the left side. Low cross sent in toward Crane, kicked away. Embley takes it away from Rugel, who gets it back, and Rosie commits the foul. 70th minute, 1-0 North Georgia. Georgia Southwestern boots it away. Tucker to the near side. Dunphy couldn't get there. It'll be a Hurricane throw. Lady Kane starting to press forward, trying to find an equalizer. Final 20 minutes. As now subs for both teams will come in. Logan Martin back on for the Hurricanes. While that looks like Peyton Johnson is back on for the Lady Canes. Martin, heavy touch out of play, another Lady Cane throw. Here's Crane. Gives to LaPinta, who sends it back to Brennan. Now Dunphy on this near side. Dunphy toward the center of the park. Looks for LaPinta. Finds El Shami. Maysoon, a good touch. Plays it up. Chartouni on goal, but a little too heavy of a touch as Marone had it read well. Booted away by the sophomore keeper. El Shami. Tucker. Meredith Tucker. Crossing in. Deflected out by Georgia Southwestern. Now Dunphy, a nice 1-2. Trying to find Crane and does. Crane into the center toward El Shami. Touching it over for Tucker. Tucker gets past the first, crossing it in. No white jerseys there at the top of the 6. Booted away by Georgia Southwestern. A throw in for the Nighthawks. Dunphy triggers this one in. Trying to find Crane. It's off of Abby for a Georgia Southwestern throw, and now they will make substitution. Stepping off is Collum. Stepping on for the Hurricanes is Geraldine Alvarez. So Alvarez back on for Georgia Southwestern. A throw-in rolls out of play. North Georgia gets a throw. Dunphy, Tucker, Crane. Abby sends a cross in towards Chartouni. Rolls all the way to the far side of the 18. Chartouni gets on it. Martin gets a touch. Back to Danny. Danny tries to break through a double team. Plays it back toward LaPinta. LaPinta's shot leaning back the whole way over the crossbar. Not as efficient of a night as Chris Adams might want here. 18 shots, just 1 goal. But trying to break down this back line of Georgia Southwestern has not been easy. Vessel's smart play out for a Georgia Southwestern throw. The Lady Canes putting forth some pressure. Nighthawks will have USC Aiken on Saturday at the Pacer Pit. 5 p.m. kick from Aiken. Goal kick for North Georgia. Maybe a stern warning to Peyton Johnson. She had 2 hands in the back and shoved down. I think that was Adlam. Georgia Southwestern has tried to be very physical. North Georgia has matched that physicality. That was a perceived weakness by North Georgia. Then I think the Nighthawks have shown that physicality is something that they welcome. Don't know where the Lady Canes might have gotten that notion that North Georgia didn't like physicality, if that was the reason behind the physicality. Seems like it's been a very physical matchup on that back line. Brennan's been matched on corner kicks, height for height, with Peyton Johnson. And in marking her has been very physical. Malashik back on for Tucker. As Taylor will now play up top in the 4-3-3. Lander takes a 1-0 lead over over Clayton State. About 18 minutes to play in the first half there. Nighthawks trying to improve to 5-0 in league play for the second straight year. 14 and change away from doing so. Malashik trying to get past the 2 Hurricane defenders, unable to. They play it up. Brennan will cut it off, give it over to Dunphy. Olivia breaks through 1 double team. Malashik to El Shami. El Shami's shot blocked. Touched over to Martin. Martin tries to find Maysoon. Malashik on it. Taylor's shot is saved. Diving down to her left and almost getting through the hands of Marone. She kept it from going across the line, though. North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Dunphy commits the foul. She committed a handball just before. Nigel trying to get the fans loud here on Spirit Night as Brennan steps up into the attack. Malashik, a touch right down the center line for Crane. Abby Crane trying to race past the defense for Georgia Southwestern. Earns a throw out of it. No, she doesn't. A delayed point by our center referee. Thrown in by the Lady Canes. Brennan into the center, LaPenta. LaPenta, a great ball towards Chartouni, past Mendonça. But a little heavy as Chartouni didn't take the best of angles to get there. I think she thought it would slow down a little bit on her. Had to try and chase it down as it got past her. Adlam. Jasmine into the corner. Stays on the ball, crosses it in toward Malashik. It gets past her. A shot taken, and in! Danny Chartouni! (2-0) North Georgia. Hit off the bottom of the crossbar, and it's 2-0 just like that.
Danny Chartouni. Your new score here at the University of North Georgia Soccer Complex. Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern 0, your University of North Georgia Nighthawks 2.
So the Nighthawks now have a 2-0 lead over Georgia Southwestern with 11:38 to play. A great goal by Danny Chartouni. Danny's third of the year. Emma Carter checks back on for GSW. Played up to Malashik. Taylor trying to run on it. Double teamed. Devin Coates steps in. Her first clearance deflected by by Malashik. Second one Adlam will let roll out. 11 minutes to play. We are in now the 80th minute of play at the UNG Soccer Complex. 2-0 North Georgia leads, trying to earn their fourth clean sheet in league play, and 6th overall. (1-0) over Columbus State, 3-0 over Francis Marion, 4-0 over Georgia College, and trying to add maybe one more here against Georgia Southwestern without conceding. El Shami takes it away from Johnson, gives to Dunphy, back to Maysoon. El Shami into the middle. Logan Martin lets it roll past her, now touches it over to Adlam. Adlam looking for, I think that was Chartouni. It's cleared out for a Nighthawk throw near midfield. 9.5 minutes to play here in Dahlonega. A throw in for the Nighthawks. Sent in by Adlam, trying to earn a corner or a throw is Chartouni. She takes it away to Al-Shami at the top corner. Played through towards Chartouni, and offside was the senior out of Sugar Hill. North Georgia's held Georgia Southwestern to 0 shots here in this second half. Malashik earns a throw. Adlam will come up to take it. Thrown into the feet of Malashik. And another throw for Jasmine Adlam. Back to LaPinta. Her cross is wayward and out for a goal kick. Chartouni tried to thread it through there to El-Shami. The Hurricanes that's a great goal. Malashik off the header, her 8th of the year. Chartouni with the cross. Give the second assist to Jasmine Adlam. Adlam and Chartouni both with assists, and North Georgia has blown this one open. (3-0) North Georgia. El-Shami plays it out wide. North Georgia offside. Free kick taken by North Georgia. Here's Stumphy. Up the near side to Crane. Abby earns a throw, and North Georgia will make some substitutions here as the clock will continue to roll. 6 minutes to go. Of course, under 5, the clock would stop. Deja Patterson, as well as Caroline Nelson, check on. Nelson, 5'2" junior from Sharpsburg, Georgia. Deja Patterson, a 5'8" senior from Augusta. Adlam into the center, touched back, shot by Martin is blocked. Now Adlam's shot, that's dangerous, it hits off the woodwork. A shot from distance from Jasmine Adlam hits off the crossbar and goes out for a goal kick. Berna Mendonça checks back on for Georgia Southwestern. 5 minutes to play. We are about to get into the 86th minute. North Georgia has blown this one open late. After a scoreless first half, the Nighthawks have found 3 here in the second half. Adlam sends it toward the top of the 18 over the head of Chartouni. And again, Danny was offside. So a free kick coming for Georgia Southwestern. Martin gets a touch. Played back, though, toward the back line. Georgia Southwestern trying to find a goal. Played into the middle to Cervantes. Cervantes can't find a friendly face on that pass. It's played to LaPenta from Vessel. Back to Vessel. Across the way to Brennan, who plays it to the near side, and Dumphy. North Georgia just under 4 minutes away from improving to 5-0 in league play. Second straight year the Nighthawks will have done that. Played up a good ball for Chartouni. The flag stays down. Danny earns a corner. No, she doesn't. Off of Chartouni. Hard to tell from the distance. But a goal kick coming for Georgia Southwestern. So the goal kick from Marone. Batted around near midfield. Martin taken off the ball by Johnson. Johnson tries to play it up. It's headed down by Brennan. Now Martin back on it. Johnson. And now a free kick to North Georgia with 2 and change to play. Martin flips it on to the back post. Nelson. Nelson can't handle it. Goes out to Brennan. Brennan with 2 minutes to play. She'll send it back in. Cross never bent. Nelson takes it away from the Lady Canes. Back to El Shami, 90 seconds to play. Maysoon finds Olivia. Dumphy, not a lot of pressure on her. She plays it out to the far side. Adlam. Adlam to Martin. Martin switches it back to the near side. Nelson. Nelson back to Dumphy as North Georgia just batting the ball around the back line. Vessel into the center to Martin. Martin plays it up to Chartouni. Martin now touches it toward Patterson. Deja trying to get on it, but Coates steps in. Played out for a North Georgia throw. Adlam quickly to the sideline. She'll take it. Bouncing it past Chartouni, out for goal kick. North Georgia will improve to 5-0 in league play, 8-1 overall. The number 20 team in the nation breaks through in the second half, 3 goals, and holding the Hurricanes to 0 shots in the second half. Caroline Nelson back to Dumphy, back to LaPenta. And the final horn will sound. North Georgia, a 3-0 winner over Georgia Southwestern here at the UNG Soccer Complex. Stay tuned, the full-time report after these messages on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark them with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Hi, I'm Sonia McClain with Red Rooster Realty. Fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't get any prettier than this. Have you been thinking about buying in Georgia's Lake and Mountain Paradise? Give me a call at 770-480-4777.
You are your home runs. You are your near misses. You are your years to remember and your years you'd rather forget. You are what you build and who you build it for. And you are what you leave behind. BB&T. All we see is you.
Back with you here. 3-0 winners for North Georgia over Georgia Southwestern here at the UNG Soccer Complex on Spirit Night. A record crowd for a women's soccer match at North Georgia. 824 Nighthawk faithful here in attendance tonight at the UNG Soccer Complex. Let's take a look at the final stats. Jasmine Adlam leads the way for North Georgia with 5 shots, 4 apiece for Malashik and El Shami, 2 apiece for Chartouni, Brennan, Dunphy, and Embley. A shot apiece for Durkee, Swindell, Martin, and LaPenta. Total 25 in total, 8 of which were on goal. 5 saves from Marone, 3 goals. 1 by Durkee in the 54th, 1 by Chartouni in the 79th, and 1 by Malashik in the 83rd. Assists by Embley, Chartouni, and Adlam. Chartouni leads the way with 3 points on the day. For Georgia Southwestern, they had just 3 shots. Those all came in the first half. Barr, Ahmed, and Johnson have the 3 shots, 2 of which were on goal, both easily saved by Ramby. Just 12 corners for North Georgia in that matchup, 2 earned in the second half after a 10 spot in the first half. Fouls were 6-4 in favor of the Lady Hurricanes. North Georgia was offside 3 times to Georgia Southwestern's 1 possession. Did not change much, 64% for North Georgia, 36 for Georgia Southwestern in that one. We will take a commercial break. When we return, we'll take a look at the highlights from the first half and let you know what's coming up. 3-0 winners. North Georgia defeats Georgia Southwestern here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
It takes more than intelligence and talent to succeed in life. It takes grit and a commitment to excellence.
It takes the willingness to serve others and a cause greater than yourself.
It requires you to push boundaries,
ask difficult questions,
and understand the world around you.
It requires you to know your strengths
and weaknesses, and have the desire to make yourself better than you were yesterday.
It requires you to be independent, efficient, and tolerant.
Ultimately, it requires you to be a leader. At the University of North Georgia, we develop leaders.
Leaders who serve our country abroad to tackle the challenges of the world.
And leaders who serve at home to improve our way of life.
Leaders who never quit.
Leaders who lead by example and not exception.
Leaders who are tough, but fair.
Leaders who are relentless and passionate.
Leaders who solve problems and don't make excuses.
Leaders who do the right thing, even when no one's looking.
There's nothing average about the University of North Georgia and its Corps of Cadets.
If you've got what it takes, then bring it.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
3-0 winners. North Georgia defeats Georgia Southwestern here at the UNG Soccer Complex. While we get the replays ready, here's what's coming up on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Hawk Talk Mondays at 3:30 p.m. on Glory 97.9 AM 1330. Also, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and UNGathletics.com. Episode 3 of UNG All Access, Thursday the 17th. That's 8 days from now. 7 p.m. on our friends at Georgia Mountain Television. The archive footage will be available to all non-Windstream cable subscribers on Friday morning on UNGathletics.com. And our next soccer broadcast will be the men taking on Francis Mary, and that is Saturday, October the 19th. It is at 1:30 p.m., and we will be back on the call for that one. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. We start after a scoreless first half in the 54th minute. Katie Durkee, off of a Rosie Embley touch, finds the far part of the net. 1-0 in favor of North Georgia. Jump ahead to the 79th minute now. Danny Chartouni, off the failed clearance, just touches that one into the top of the crossbar. A beautiful shot from Chartouni. 2-0 in favor of North Georgia. And then just 4 minutes later, 83rd minute, the throw in by Adlam finds Chartouni, a beautiful cross, and Miloshik does just enough to get it inside that far part of the net. 3-0 winners. North Georgia defeats Georgia Southwestern here on Spirit Night at the UNG Soccer Complex. Our thanks to our camera operator, Matthew Batchelor, and our producer, Morgan Brooks. And for our entire NSN squad, I am Walker McCreary signing off. Again, your final score. Georgia Southwestern falls to North Georgia. 3-0 Nighthawk winners here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.